everyone. Welcome to another episode of What I Listened to This Week. It's Melanie here. We're back with a full panel. John, Erik, and Sergio are all here today. Woo! We're excited, and I'm especially excited because John has a surprise icebreaker for us today.
Surprise! It's sneaky icebreaker. Because it happened to me the other day. I was on Table Mesa, and what song comes on your radio, and you can't listen to it at low volume, and you have to crank it despite who might be in the car. And my wife, she doesn't like it. She doesn't like me to just crank shit, but it's just like, I can't listen to this at low volume, especially this part right here. And then just turn it back off again. And then I was listening to, it's kind of a sad admission, it was the Cranberries.
Oh, that's not sad.
And I
like
think it's the Dream song, you know? But it came on, I was on Table Mesa, and I was cranking the Cranberries in my Leaf with the windows open. And this dude is looking at me, but I had it. And I know that, you know, at my age, it's bad for my ears, but the stereo on that is pretty good. And I was cranking the Cranberries on Broadway and Table Mesa, and you're making a scene. I'm just wondering if you guys have songs that just all of a sudden grab you and you're going to crank it.
Cranberries is good. That's good.
Mine is always Give Me Shelter.
Oh, that is a good one.
That's a good one to crank.
That
Can't
is a
listen
good
to
one.
that low.
Yeah.
No.
It's just a shout away.
Probably any Led Zeppelin song. You can't listen to that on low volume. And I feel like when they come on, you got to crank it. You can't like not listen to it super loud. Yeah, I think that's probably mine.
Yep.
Let's say Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh,
I feel like
that's
that's
a
like
good one.
Yeah.
But I don't listen to the radio that often nowadays. So
I actually almost had that moment pulling up to LPM today because I was driving and like as I turned onto like Emery or whatever, Barbie Girl by Aqua came on. And I was like,
classic.
and I was like, I gotta turn this up a little bit.
Yeah.
So it actually just happened like right before getting here.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Cool. That was a great icebreaker.
Is the ice broken?
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I like that. That was awesome. That was a good one. Well, shall we just go ahead and jump into the music?
Let's do it.
I guess.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. The first song is titled Step Into Your Power by Ray Lamontagne.
Yeah. So you probably maybe have heard the song because I feel like it's on the radio. It might even be like in the Billboard like top 40 right now. I have a lot of thoughts about this song, and I brought it because I don't actually 100% really like it. I just thought it would prompt some good discussion. It's not that I don't like it. It's just I think it might prompt some good discussion. So I'll leave it at that. You can hit play.
All right. Here we go.
If you want it, you can have it. All you gotta do is just reach out and grab it. If you want it, you can have it. All you got to do is just reach right out and grab it. Step out up, step into your power. Step out up, step into your power, child. Step out up, step into your power. Step out up, step into your power, child. Now listen to me. All you need, you already own. It was given to you on the day that you were born. Anything that your heart can dream, you can make it reality. Step out. listen. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to fall. It's the getting back up that's gonna make you strong. God only made one like you. So come on, baby, and just do what you were born to do. Step on up. Step into your power. Step on up. Step into your power, child. Step on up. Step into your power. Step on up. Step into your power, child. Step on up. Hey, yeah. Step into your power. Step into your power, child. Step into your power. Step into your power, child. Step on up. Step on up. Step on up.
All right. I kind of want to hear what you all think before I go on my long piece about
Okay.
this. What are your thoughts?
Is he selling some sort of motivational course with it?
No.
It sounded like I've heard the song before, but I just realized it just came out.
Yeah, it just came out. It's
Oh,
new.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it's his new album.
it's been out about 6 months or so.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Newish.
might have.
Yeah, you might have. I feel like it's been on the radio a lot. On like Colorado Sound and stuff.
Yep. First off, gotta say, a huge fan of Ray Lamontagne. Love his more bluesy stuff, and I was excited that he came out. You know, like now we have something new from Ray Lamontagne. I'm like, yeah, crank it up. No, I turned it down. I did not like this so much.
Yeah.
It felt like I don't know. I thought the lyrics simplistic, felt like motivational and all that kind of stuff. I just did not like it. And I mean, they were playing it pretty heavy, especially on KBCO and Colorado Sound.
It's because he's
and-
popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
The
he's won a
music-
Grammy, so
Yeah.
once that happens, forget it.
The instrumentation and everything, and the beat and the melody, I thought I liked a lot. And I think Ray LaMontagne is kind of gifted in that he's got such a great voice that doesn't sound so staged. You know, there's some people that sing these things and it sounds like they're really overproducing the croon and stuff. It never. He has this raw sound, and I thought, I don't know. I was kind of disappointed with the song.
Yeah. Sergio, do you have any thoughts before I continue? Would you
It was
change the station
enjoyable.
if this came on? I know you don't listen to the radio.
Probably not. I don't know. There were some gospel like
Yep.
components to it that was somewhat enjoyable. I don't know. I mean, I guess I agree the lyrics were kind of dull and like there's a subscription coming or something. Like that.
Yeah,
Oh.
right. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I love Ray LaMontagne. Like his first album, I remember when it came. Like it's one of those albums where it's like I remember where I was when somebody was like, "You got to listen to this guy," right? Like, and it was like 2003, I think, is when his first album came out. And he's from New England, and he lives in Western Mass in a cabin. So it's like gotta support the local talent. But I think that what my friend and I, who's also a big fan, often talk about is that we prefer sad Ray to happy Ray.
Yeah.
And I think, so with this song, what kind of struck me is that like, and it was actually my husband came home and he was like, I heard a song on the radio today. And I like started listening to it and I was like, oh, that sounds awesome. This must be this old song. Right. And then he was like, and then at the end they were like, it was Ray LaMontagne. And he was like, I've never liked any of his music because he doesn't like sad, like slow, whatever music, and so he's never really been into it. But he the groove on this like got him to come home and be like, "Have you listened to this song?" Right? And I was like, "Yeah, I have." And I think that's one thing that kind of bothers me about this song is that I love the groove on it and like the instrumentation and the sound is great, but the lyrics are like, what is this? Yeah. And I was doing a little bit of reading on it, and apparently this whole album is sort of like a reflection on like his childhood and like his first couple of like concert experiences, I think, and musical experiences as a young man. And so then like listening to it with that context, I'm kind of like, oh, okay, so he's kind of sort of talking about how like when you're young and your youth, you've got like the world out ahead of you, you can do whatever you want, step into your power, blah, blah, blah. So I guess from that angle, like it kind of makes sense. It doesn't make it more interesting. It just kind of makes sense. Because when we were listening to it, my husband and I, we were like listening to the lyrics and we were like, this sounds very entitled. Like it, like a lot of the lyrics are just like, go ahead, step right on up, take what's yours. And it's like, there's so many people who can't do that. And so I was like, it felt weird. And then when I was reading about like the background of the album, I was like, oh, okay, I get the angle that he's coming from. But yeah, it's like sort of this disconnect where it's like, just the lyrics have no depth. They don't feel like they have any depth to them. And but the sound is so great. And I love kind of like the old school kind of funk sound from like 60s, 70s. I love that.
Great backup vocals.
Yeah, so great. And he does have like the right voice for that too. But what another thing that was kind of interesting is that I listened to the whole album today actually and sort of expecting at least one more song like this on the album. It's like this, and then everything else is like kind of the slow, not really sad, but like kind of the slow, like more twangy Ray Lamontagne that he's done in the last few years. But it like doesn't, it's like a totally different album from like what this song is. Like if you bought, like I think back to the days when I would like go buy an album based on like the one song that I heard on the radio, right? I would have been so disappointed if like this was the album I got based on that song. And that was also really interesting. And a lot of the songs are very like, they feel very like nostalgic and talking about youth and things like that. But they're all very like slow and kind of more sad sounding. So that was kind of an interesting thing too. But I just feel conflicted because I love him so much. And so I get very excited when I'm like, and I was like texting with my friend all day today. I'm like, have you heard the new album yet? And yeah, we're both just like, not that exciting. Like, just want him to go back to like sad 2003 Ray Lamontagne, sitting in a cabin in Maine.
So hey Ray, if you're listening,
which you probably aren't.
Take the album back.
Take it back, Ray.
I do love his voice though. Like for
Amazing
as simplistic
voice.
of those lyrics are, it's like just absolutely incredible. And even if he was coming around Colorado, I don't think his current tour is going to come out this way. But like, even though I'm not a fan of this album, like I'd still go see him just to like watch him sing. I've seen him live a few times, but just to watch him sing again would be great. But
It's kind of weird to me that he's from Massachusetts or Maine.
I think he's from like Maine or New Hampshire originally, but he lives in Western Mass now.
See, up to this point, if you would ask me where Ray Lamontagne, especially because of his last name, Lamontagne, I'd be like, it's like New Orleans.
Yeah.
And he's singing this sort of Southern gospel style, child, step on up, child. You know, like, it's sort of it's like, he's way outside of his comfort zone here.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it just seemed, I don't know. Yeah. And he did get a lot of playtime on it, you know,
Yeah,
and
he
that's
did.
probably, you know, the instrumentation, everything, the song is catchy and all that. But
This is the one to hook you, to get you to, stream the rest of it, because
Right.
you wouldn't buy it, actually.
Yeah. I mean, I might buy it on like vinyl if it was like something I knew I would be listening to a lot, but probably. I have some of his records on vinyl, but I don't know. I think the other thing too that I read is that the video he did for this song, he did with his son. So I think maybe that's also some of the lyrics too. It's like maybe it's singing about his kid and like,
Oh, there you
come
go.
on,
See, I would
son.
like that.
You
I
step
like
on
that
up,
angle
son.
on it. Yeah.
I that could be part of it too. So, yeah. Anyway, I had a lot to say about this one.
Yeah. No, it's good to have one that we can debate.
Yeah, I wasn't totally sold on it.
Yeah. Maybe we'll all hate each other's music.
I sure hope
Well,
so.
that
I have to keep it interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything else? Hold on, I have to go back to the playlist. All right, the next song is called Your Rocky Spine by the Great Lake Swimmers. Whose song is this?
This is mine.
Oh, okay.
It's my song.
Yeah.
Yeah, just another something that came up on the radio, and I think I said it before, but I have a problem sometimes on the radio and be like, "What is this song?" Because my car will only give me this cryptic 2-word thing on the little screen. It'll say like "Your Rock," and it won't tell you what band it is. So I'll be like, "Hey Siri, what tune is this?" But when you do that, Siri shuts the radio down. And it's just quiet. And it says, "I'm listening." And then there's nothing, and it's like, forget it. So it took me a while to find it. But the Great Lakes Swimmers, didn't know much about them. Have some other songs that I liked, but finally found this. And I thought the instrumentation and the lyrics on this just really made me think. So...
Okay.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Your Rocky Spine by the Great Lake Swimmers.
I was lost in the lakes and the shapes that your body makes, that your body makes, that your body makes, that your body makes. And the mountains said I could find you here. They whispered the snow and the leaves in my ear. I traced my finger along your trails. Your body was the map. I was lost in it, floating over your rocky spine. The glaciers made you, and now you're mine. Floating over your rocky spine. The glaciers made you, and now you're mine. I was moving across your frozen veneer. The sky was dark, but you were clear. Could you feel my footsteps? And would you shatter? Would you shatter? Would you? Your soft fingers between my claws, like purity against resolve. I could tell then and there we were formed from the clay and came from the rocks for the earth to display. They told me to be careful out there where the wind blows a venomous rage through your hair. They told me to be careful out there where the wind
I'll throw it to you guys.
I finally know what that song is called. I know
you've
that
heard it
song, but
before.
I didn't know what it was called. So that's cool. That's fun. I feel like I could call this like mainstream bluegrass. Mm-hmm. Because it's like got that influence, like the twangy, picky kind of stuff. But it's like, it's not, somebody who isn't super into bluegrass might still enjoy this. I really like it. I mean, I love that kind of instrumentation, the kind of the bluegrass instrumentation, especially when it like doesn't go on and on and on forever and ever. I think one of the other things I really like about this song are the breaks in it, where it's like you can just hear the bass drum or like the vocals cut out and then it goes into the instrumentation or any variation of that. But like where there's those like pauses are really nice. Especially when you've got sort of that like repeating riff over and over again. It's kind of nice to have like a breath and then we go back into it. I think one thing that sort of like just about his voice in general that it's just not my favorite. I mean, it's not that it doesn't make me not like the song. I think I still really enjoy the song, but the voice for me gets kind of distracting at some point. And I don't know if it's actually at the top of his range, but it feel like I can feel it like it's at the top of his range and it feels painful. But that just might be how he sounds. I don't know if that's the case. But I would have loved a little bit more variation, I guess. Because it sounds like there's some sort of harmonizing or backup vocals that come in sort of midway through the song, but it would be nice to have a little bit more of that, I think. But there's like complex instrumentation, so it might have made it too much if that was the case. But yeah, I like this song. It's like it almost feels like you're on a boat and you're just kind of like sitting in the water and like listening to something relaxing. But yeah, now I know what it's called.
There you go.
It's folky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the banjo, and the song was okay, except it just ended. And I was expecting another verse or something or a more definitive end, and it just sort of trailed off. But I liked the sound. They were a great instrumentalist, I thought. But yeah, I don't know if I'd go out and stream their album because of it, but it was nice.
Would you crank it in your car?
No.
Would you change the radio station?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That's a good
that's
point.
good. Yeah, there's not really like a whole lot of building, right? It's just kind of
No,
like
it
level
doesn't.
the whole
Yeah.
time, which is kind of interesting. There's
Yeah.
no like crescendo or whatever. It just kind of is like on a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I typically don't listen to bluegrass, not because I don't like it. I just don't feel like I'm in the right mood for it. The bluegrass mood.
Never in the mood.
Never in the mood for bluegrass. That said, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was. It kept me like bopping my head, and I really liked the vocals. The instrumentation was good, and I think I have to disagree with you. I feel like I wanted to keep hearing like the next song after. Like it felt like it was going to go into the next track, whatever that. I don't know. I'd want to listen to the whole album.
Yeah.
It seemed like it'd be fun.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I like, first off, the banjo, and I thought it was a very old man, Neil Young, had that same sort of, and banjos can, to use that so effectively, I thought this song really had perfect banjo. But the metaphor of a map and a body and the trails and ridges, and I thought the rocky spine, and I came to this realization maybe about 10 years ago. It'd be like, I don't really like climbing peaks. My favorite part of hiking to a peak is the ridge. Like to climb along a ridge and be able to look down both sides. The 360 of the peak is okay and stuff, but the ridge, it just seems like there's so much drama, and the rocky spine, this totally puts me into a mountain mood, which sort of bluegrassy, but the wind in your hair rolling through the trees and all that sort of stuff. So, but yeah, that's really what I got into it for. But and then the more I think about the lyrics, it's He's talking about your trails and walking. Can you feel my steps? And it's almost like whether it's a lover or whether it's the earth.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, it could be either
it
one.
was an interesting.
This would be a good camping
It
song.
would be a good camping song.
Now I want to go camping with you, John.
Yeah, that's right.
In your Leaf.
We'll do. Yeah, my Leaf won't make it up Boulder Canyon. We'll have to walk most of the way. It's only got 60 miles.
You know, for a band that's called Great Lake Swimmers, they sound Colorado as hell.
Yeah.
Like their sound and talking about rocky spines and
Yeah.
trails and stuff. But
Yeah.
I also totally
Everybody
thought
wants to
Eric
be
was going
like
to
us.
say, this is folky as hell. I totally thought he was going to say.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, oh, man, I agree.
They're not from Colorado?
No. I'm not sure where they're from.
Michigan.
Probably
I'm gonna
something like
I'm gonna
that.
put my money on Michigan.
Oh, I don't
I don't know. We'll look it up later
We'll look it
and
up
see if
later,
I win.
Or the UP.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, anything else about Great Lake Swimmers?
No, it's good. I like it.
All right. My song is next. I'll give some context just because I would probably have never chosen this song, nor did I know it existed until last week. So last week I was in Austria for a wedding, and while we were driving, I'm part of a WhatsApp group with all the wedding party, and they send a song. We listened to it in the car, and we're like, what the hell is this? Anyway, cue to the wedding. It was 2 days. It was a 2-day wedding. Day one was Lederhosen, so traditional Austrian Trachten, which is their work attire. So men Lederhosen, women Drindles. Wedding started at 11:30. Started drinking at noon. Eating, hanging out, and then anyway, it gets into the evening where they basically transport us from our hotel to a Austrian lodge in this very small town. And they bring a tractor with a wagon, and there's a specific German word for it. Anyway, on the tractor, they proceed to blast music during this whole 10, 15-minute tractor ride. And this was one of the songs. And after we did the dance motions, it all kind of made sense. So the song that you're going to listen to is called Der Zug hat keine Bremse.
I love it.
And that's all I'll say right now.
Okay.
Der Zug hat keine Bremse. 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 Ich würd gern anständig studieren, doch geh mir viel lieber den Helm lackieren. Ab auf die Zülpe und rein in das Ding. Kohle an Euro, hier bin ich der King.
Taumel nach rechts, Taumel nach links. Wünsch mir vom DJ ein Liedchen von Brings. Dann seh ich den Türsteher, jetzt geht es Glück. Kurz raus eine rauchen, dann wieder zurück.
Wollt eigentlich nen ruhigen und merke dann, dass der Zug mal wieder nicht bremsen kann. Der Zug hat keine Bremse. 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 Zurück im Club, schnell an die Bar geeilt. Der nächste Kranz wird mit mir selber geteilt. Ich blicke nach rechts, da steht die Frau meiner Träume. Ich schieß mir ins Knie, wenn ich das hier versäume.
Ich geh auf sie zu und spreche sie an und merk dann, dass ich gar nicht mehr sprechen kann. Sie fragt, geht sie gut? Ich sag, halt doch die Fresse. Dein Gesicht sieht aus wie ne Knoblauchpresse.
Im nächsten Moment rauscht der Türsteher an. Kann es sein, dass auch er nicht mehr bremsen kann? Der Zug hat keine Bremse.
Bremse. Zug, der Zug hat keine Bremse. Zug, der Zug hat keine Bremse. Zug, der Zug hat keine Bremse.
Ich wache auf, mein Kopf tut weh. Wo sind mein Handy und mein Portemonnaie? Mein Papa ruft an, Sohn, ich hab dir vertraut. Ich sag, Papa im Zug, waren keine Bremsen verbaut.
Der Zug hat keine Bremse. Der Zug hat keine Bremse. Der Zug hat keine Bremse. Der Zug hat keine Bremse.
So that was Der Zug at keine Bremse, which I heard multiple times, and now it's ingrained into my brain.
Yeah.
It translates to the train has no brakes. And I found a explanation of the song because my Duolingo German skills did not prepare me to really translate this song. But it's a no-brainer, a party song that talks about losing control and living in the moment. The lyrics use a metaphor of a train without brakes to convey the idea of being unable to stop the party and the wildness that comes with it. The first stanza of the song talks about the competing desires of studying and partying, but the desire to party ultimately wins out. The lyrics describe getting drunk and dancing to music and the enjoyment of being the center of attention. The second stanza talks about trying to approach someone that the speaker is attracted to in the club, but being too drunk to speak coherently. The lyrics also describe the speaker being confrontational towards others in the club. The chorus repeats the line, Der Zug hat keine Bremse, the train has no brakes, emphasizing the idea of losing control and being unable to stop the party. The phrase is repeated throughout the song, creating a catchy and repetitive melody that leads itself well to dancing and singing along, which I agree. The bridge of the song suggests that the speaker has woken up with a hangover and is realizing the consequences of their actions. The lyrics describe the speaker's father being disappointed in them for losing control, but the speaker deflects responsibility by blaming the train without brakes. Overall, this song is an upbeat and lighthearted anthem for partying and letting loose. The lyrics suggest that it's okay to go and have fun, even if it means losing control for a little while. However, the bridge also suggests there are consequences to partying too hard, and that's important to take responsibility for one's actions. Of course. Yeah. So anyway, the motion I was doing, we did this. It was like a train, and then it was like choo choo, and we did that repeatedly over the course of 2 days, and it was a blast. So I'm curious to hear what you guys think.
You could tell it was a party song, that it was made for that reaction that obviously you got. And it would have been okay if we didn't know the lyrics at all.
Or guessed, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You make it up your own lyrics.
What did you think it meant?
Didn't know? No idea.
I feel like it's one of those songs that it's like, unless I'm drinking at a wedding or drinking in a club, I don't think I would maybe I would listen to this. Like in a party mood. I feel like I would have to be in a party mood to like listen to this. But like my first thought when I heard this was like, I am too old for this. Because I was just thinking about like your, 3-day wedding, 2-day wedding, and the drinking and the dancing and the train getting off the rails. And I'm exhausted. But yeah, I mean, it's fun. Like, I think it's one of those songs where it's like, yeah, in the moment, like, absolutely, this is perfect. But like, I don't know, if I'm just like driving to the dentist, I'm probably not gonna like put this on. But thank you for the translation. I was kind of curious about that. Yeah.
I'm going to use that. I won't be able to do the Zuka keine Bremse.
Der Zug hat keine Bremse.
I'll be able to use that at LPM a lot. Just screaming that. You know? His last words. I think it's super interesting that you heard this song and your experiences, and this will be so evocative for you.
Yeah.
I mean, in 15 years,
Oh, yeah.
you know, if you hear this, it'll bring you right back to the spot. And I think sometimes, you know, there are songs that you hear in the moment, and it's so much more than the song, and it's trippy, and it's something so different for you.
Yeah.
And
No, that's very true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a bunch of other songs that now are ingrained in my head.
Yeah.
And you're right. Yeah. I will think of those experiences over there. Yeah. Very good point.
So when I was in Europe and they were playing the Chicken song,
Oh my God.
and it was the year it came out. Whenever that
The chicken song.
it's like da 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 da, and these people, you could go to these and it was, and I hated it so much. I was in Spain, in Barcelona, and it was just that song was blowing up. And if I hear it, it just takes me right back to that spot. But yeah, not a fan of electronica, but totally catchy. But I think if you hear it once, that's enough. You know?
I've been
'cause
listening
I could see this being a real earworm.
I've been listening it on the way to work.
Well, I mean,
I'm like too addicted to it now. I'm like, the train has no brakes. I'm on my way.
That's right. You just tell that to the officer that pulls you over. You were going 110 miles an hour on the diagonal. Zucke keine Bremse.
There you go.
Yeah. I'll
You're
come bail you
pro
out.
German.
my thought was, because like I knew you were gonna bring some kind of Europop after being in Austria. I was like, I know it's happening. But then my question is, or like where my thought was, is like, what is because like we have pop music in America, but like what would the equivalent of like this be? Because I feel like
There is nothing.
I feel like there's there's like Europop, right? It kind of it has like a vibe. And I'm like, I'm not going to pretend to know much about American pop music in 2024, but like, I was like, what would the equivalent be? But is there anything?
Dead Mouse.
I don't
or
think,
something?
but there's no
Go with
like
that.
celebratory songs
Yeah.
like that
Right.
though. That's the
I think
thing.
we're all
Like,
just too sad or angry, mostly angry.
yeah. Do you remember the last episode I was talking about like Italian music?
Yeah.
So a couple of those songs that I had heard last time, they all played them at that wedding. And it was just mind blowing. And I was like, how did you guys know about this music? And they're like, oh, it's been out here for a while. Like it's a standard at weddings. And I was like, whoa, it's obviously not a standard over here, but
Yeah.
not yet.
Not yet.
yet.
Give it time.
yet.
The chicken dance was
Yeah.
for a little bit.
Wow.
I feel like every wedding between like 1996 and like maybe 2000 had the chicken dance.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, like all my middle school dances, like homecoming dance.
Yeah.
Like,
All right. Well, the last song is Someone in This Room featuring Bailey Zimmerman
Jess Murph.
by Jessie Murph,
Jessie Murph.
and Bailey Zimmerman.
Yeah. And talk about something that's going to be 180 degrees from the last one.
Oh, man.
it's okay.
Can't we go 360?
No, this is dark.
All
right.
right.
You cut first, and I cut back. That isn't me. It starts like that. I go too deep. It just comes out. I like the way I'm just someone in this room.
I lost my mind. Was that your plan? How does it feel to break a man? I'm on my knees, I'm begging, babe. A little love and ounce of grace. I'll do anything, I'll take the blame. There's gotta be another way, 'cause
It's just you and me and our addictions, pain and different definitions. You ain't who you were and I ain't me. Someone in this room, someone's bad decision. Someone's too fucked up to leave the kitchen. Someone is the martyr to someone's bad religion. Someone's dragging someone right down. I used to know who was who. Now I'm just someone in this room. Someone in this room. You ain't who you were and I ain't either.
You guys first.
Man, you stopped the train. The train has stopped.
Train is back on the tracks,
Wow.
chugging along slowly,
Yeah.
very slowly.
Another wedding song now. Post. This is a 5-year anniversary.
Cynical, John. So cynical.
Oh my god.
It reminded me of the Civil Wars, the duo. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of them.
yeah.
They're not together anymore, but just anyway, just the way they sang, the vocals, the duet. Yeah, that was a intense song.
Yeah, the lyrics were really intense. I think, woof. I don't know. I feel like maybe this is the kind, when you're like when you're sad and you just like want to wallow and you're just like, I'm going to put on my headphones and I'm going to listen to like really sad music. I hope I'm not the only one that does that. This is like one of those songs that you'd put on because you're just like, I'm miserable. And it's all I want to do is like be more miserable. So I could see like there being like there's a part of me that would be like would really like this song if I was like wallowing in misery. I think it's just the vocals. I can't do it. I think I think part of it is the I think it's female singer.
Yeah.
Like it has kind of that, I like to call it breathy baby, but it's sort of the sound that a lot of female singers have right now. And so I think that's part of it is it's like, oh, this sounds like a lot of female singers. But I feel like once the other individual came in, it almost sounded like auto-tuned or something. Like it sounded a little too like
Maybe.
overproduced, I guess is the best way. Yeah, maybe auto-tuned. And that, I think listening to it in my headphones, like that kind of bothered me because it was like butting heads against like the sorrow and the pain of this song that feels so raw. And it's like, and then that part of it felt so produced that it's just kind of like, I want to hear like a stripped down version of this song. Like if there's like a live version where they're playing it like acoustic or something like that, I feel like that for me would be more impactful than like the overproduced version of this song. So yeah, that's where my head's at.
Yeah, I agree. I think the woman vocalist, very raw, like kind of like Ray Lamontagne. She's breathy, but she was harsh. I mean, it's a harsh voice, but then the instrumentation is so smooth and overproduced, and it's not edgy. I don't think. But right away, I thought of Ozark. That show.
Yeah.
And it'd be just like, it just came right to my mind to be like, and here's Jason Bateman coming in. But it just felt like, I liked it, but, I mean, I was totally engaged in the song and the story. And it surprised me, the male vocalist coming in. I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
But when he came in, that surprised me. And I didn't pick up all the lyrics. It was kind of hard for me to decipher it, but I was trying to figure out, like someone in this room, so, but.
Yeah, I want to hear a different version of this song. A stripped down version.
So let me tell you what I know. This wasn't going to be my song. I was going to do that goofy Tipsy song by Subuzi.
Oh, yeah. That's a good song.
Because I'd been talking to my daughter about it. And so, they have lists of, if you like this, you'll like this. And so I said, oh, this sounds interesting. And I picked this up. And this is all today. And I listened to this one and I liked it. And I listened to the entire album. And this is the least dark song on this album.
Damn. Wow.
Yeah, it's tough. It is rough stuff, but it's got guns, it's got drugs, it's got alcohol.
Oh, wow.
It's got baseball bats. And there are a couple of songs that are, there's probably one that's a little lighter than this, but it's really dark stuff, and it's, I think, pretty well done for this young woman singer who sings. She's singing with different people. She's singing with Teddy Swims and what is the big country guy? Large country.
Jelly Roll?
Jelly Roll. Yeah, she does a song with Jelly Roll and Teddy Swims. But yeah, it's dark. This is some dark stuff, and I really appreciated it because it was the lyrics are pretty carefully crafted. The sound might not always sort of portray it, but yeah, it's dark. If you want to listen to sad songs and angry songs, sort of like this satanic version of Amy Winehouse,
Whoa.
Yeah, really, really dark lyrics in songs, but I think she's great. I thought it was country music, but it sort of veers into R&B at some points.
Interesting. It definitely had this song. It definitely had like a country vibe, a little bit, but I feel like it didn't start that way. It like sort of somewhere in the middle. It was like, oh, this is kind of country-ish. I love like as horrible and sad as they are. Like the lyrics are really great. Like the analogies that they draw are great. Yeah.
So anyway, Jessie Murph, if you want to listen to something that's dark and not enlightening at all, but
Yeah. Just follow it up with the train.
after every cut.
Yeah. It's like listen to one and then listen to some of that and then listen to one and then trains off the rails.
Yeah. You need something. You need a bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the funny thing, I wasn't thinking about this, but, we're talking about feeling a little overproduced, auto-tune and stuff like that. And that's kind of ironic, isn't it, that country music is often like that. Mainstream, like top of the charts country music is so overproduced.
Do you say bro country?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
That's a new term for me.
Yeah, I haven't heard
okay.
that
It's like
either.
Shabuzi.
Yeah. But
Kinda.
it just seems odd that country music, initially with the Johnny Cash and the bluegrass and the folky roots, that, it has become such a giant computerized
If you listen
operation.
to Kane Brown or Jason Aldean or guys like that, they're very produced. It's not that sort of more natural sound that you're used to hearing in country music.
Yeah.
When I was listening to country music.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway,
Oh.
that's Jessie Murph, and yeah, you want to wallow.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you want to wallow.
Well, I wasn't, in a bad mood, but I think I'll go home and wallow. I got nothing else to do for a couple hours.
Sometimes when everybody else is in a good mood, you're just like, no, I'm going to wallow.
That's an interesting thing. Like, when you want to wallow, should you?
I think you should. I think it's healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you're not doing it too much.
Yeah.
It's like a good cry. Like a good cry, like that feels good.
I remember back in the, early 90s, late 1980s or something, they were talking about Pink Floyd being banned in Scandinavia because they said, it makes our children sad.
Oh no.
Little Jan is no longer.
Jonas.
Jonas does not want to play football anymore. He's listening to too much Pink Floyd.
They don't want to go to school. They've been told they don't need no education.
Then we don't need education. My mom's a problem. Yeah.
They told me not to trust the government.
That's
It's like
right. I know. The government is where we get our money. So, yeah.
Speaking of wallowing, I was telling Sergio before we started recording, I'm going to see a band on Friday with some friends who are flying here from across the country because they impulse bought the tickets that I listened to when I was like 14, 15, and I loved them when I was a teenager. I haven't listened to them in like probably 20 years. But they were I call them whiny white boy. But it's
Whiny
like
white boys.
something corporate.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, if you weren't 15 years old in like 1999, like you're not gonna know.
Something corporate.
Yeah, so it was like a piano, like the lead guy played piano, which is like why I was like super into it. But it's a lot of like, yeah, it's like that emo pop emo kind of stuff of like the late 90s, early 2000s. But yeah, it was like when I was sad and I would sit and like wallow and listen to that kind of stuff. But I'm going to see them Friday at the Mission Ball.
Wow, there you go.
It's all these bands doing those like nostalgia tours for the
Yes.
millennials. Like all the millennials are like, we finally have money, sort of, so we're gonna spend money on tickets to go see these bands we couldn't afford, 20 years ago.
I got so mad at my twin sister a couple weeks ago. She went and saw REO Speedwagon at Red Rocks.
Wow.
Furious. I hate REO Speedwagon. I always hated them. And it's that she would encourage them to continue on. It's just, what the hell? Like REO Speedwagon, Journey, Styx, Bachman Turner Overdrive, the Quadruple Threat. They almost ruined high school for me. And then she's like, oh no, it should be fun.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, just
She like it?
she thought it was really cool. But she just flew to Chicago to see The National and War on Drugs, which she really loved. And she texted me and goes, oh, this is really great. And I said, better than REO, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Just won't let her forget that.
Yeah. Well, I'm like kind
It's a
of
sin.
I'm kind of curious because like I did see them something corporate. I saw them live when I was like 14, 15. I must have been like 16 because we all had licenses because we could drive ourselves. But like, I just remember they played with Yellow Card.
Oh, Yellow
Yeah.
Card. Yeah.
But I was like, obviously, and I like stayed after. They like signed my Converse. Like it was like, yeah, it was like
Do you still have them?
major fangirl. No, I don't know where they are. I think they might be in my parents' attic. But like, I'm just curious. Like again, like not having listened to them, and so like how things are gonna go down on Friday. Whether I'm gonna be like, oh god,
That's our next
or
icebreaker.
yeah.
How did that?
How did that go?
I'm going to
Right.
go see
You're
Al
so
Di Meola.
disillusioned.
I'm going to see Al Di Meola, who
Oh, nice.
Sergio's
no
in
idea.
her. Yeah,
Never heard of.
Oh, really? Oh,
I've
he's so
heard of
good.
him. Yeah.
played with Return to Forever when he was like 17.
Okay.
He's one of those guys. And I've seen him before. I saw him with John McLaughlin and Paco de Lucia. at the Boulder Theater,
Yeah, where is he playing?
Chautauqua.
Chautauqua.
Yeah.
Cool. He was a big part of my childhood. My dad listened to a lot of him.
If not, I'll just bring in an Al Di Meola song next
Sure.
time.
Yeah, there you
Or,
go.
yeah.
Yeah,
Send me a track.
yeah.
Cool. Well, this was fun. Thanks, everybody. Does anybody have anything else they want to cover?
I think I'm good.
I agree with you on REO Speedwagon.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
man.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys secretly
The
are
worst.
REO Speedwagon fans,
No.
don't tell me. Or Journey.
No,
Journey's
Journey I can't
maybe
do.
worse.
I can't do Journey.
No. So bad.
I also can't do Foreigner either.
Oh, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
Drag.
everybody who likes
Drag.
them.
Yeah.
It's just my opinion. It's
No,
not.
We're not sorry.
Yeah,
Stop
Styx,
listening.
Styx.
Sticks? No. No. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. Shout out to some new listeners or a new listener in Connecticut. Hey, Matt. Thanks for tuning in. Shout out to all of our other listeners. Maybe we still have some in Texas.
We do.
Awesome. Great. Give us a shout if you have something you want us to listen to and react to. hello@longmontpublicmedia.org. Smash that subscribe button on Spotify or YouTube.
Smash it.
it.
Smash.
Yeah, and hope to see you next time. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.